Good morning. Today on Spotlight, inside, down under, and up over Metro Detroit's infrastructure. As the skyline changes, who makes sure what's below our feet is modernized and sustainable? We'll ask Mike Kozak, president of Giffords Webster, Southeast Michigan's 75-year-old engineering firm, whose thumbprint is on some of the region's biggest landmarks. And later on our Sunday morning program, how Detroiter Crystal Franklin's conversational fashions are helping to creatively brand and celebrate the history of the Motor City. It's Sunday, May the 17th. I'm Chuck Stokes, and this is Spotlight. Mr. Kozak, thanks so much for coming in. You're doing okay?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Good. Your firm has been referred to as the go-to firm in this region, but people don't see what you do oftentimes. Would that be a fair description?
Yeah, civil engineering, community planning, land surveying, these are very much hidden things. A lot of the work that we do is below the ground. I always make the analogy that infrastructure, the work that we do is like the bones in our body. On a good day, you don't see them, as long as nothing goes wrong. And infrastructure is the same way. When it's working, you don't see it working.
Right.
And people kind of maybe don't necessarily appreciate it all the time until something does go wrong. But we really pride ourselves on keeping things running smoothly, both for our municipal clients that we represent, as well as on private development projects for land developers.
You're headquartered in the city of Detroit. You have three offices, a couple in the burbs.
Yeah, so we've been in Detroit for about 30 years now, just over 30 years in the city. And then we have an office in Oakland County in Birmingham and in Washington Township in Macomb County.
And you're about to celebrate a 75th anniversary next year?
Next year will be our 75th anniversary as a firm. We started really with suburban work, residential work, a ton of housing projects back in the 50s and 60s, moved some into municipal engineering, representing communities all over Southeast Michigan, and then in the last 30 years really focused on infrastructure work in the city of Detroit.
So there's probably someone out there saying, well, why should I care about pipes and stuff that I can't see up underground? But let's go through a few things, projects that you've worked on. Michigan Central, Little Caesars Arena, Hudson's Detroit, the University of Michigan Center for Innovation, which is going to be down on Woodward, the Motown Museum expansion, Henry Ford Health expansion that's going all up and down the lodge there, and the Gordie Howe Bridge. So if people care about those projects, then they ought to be concerned about what you had to do to get the ground ready for all that.
Right, and you say it correct when you say get the ground ready for that, right? So you drive by on the freeway, you see that tower rising off of the lodge right now at Henry Ford. They're going to invest billions of dollars in that site. A lot of our work is with utilities below the ground, moving roads where there used to be roads, adding parking where there wasn't parking before. Places where there used to be houses are now going to be a part of that development. So all that prep work that goes in before you can actually bring a tower out of the ground is part of what we do. On the bringing the tower up, we have a surveying team that works during construction for contractors that are building those towers to make sure they stay straight. So Hudson's Tower was one that we worked on that was very innovative for our team because it was one of the first skyscrapers built recently in Detroit. So we can look out of our office in Grand Circus Park and see that tower, and on certain mornings we could see our guys up there making sure that everything was going straight all the way up. So
we are an old city, an
Yes.
old Midwest city. The infrastructure up under all of this is roughly how old?
We're pulling water main out of the ground that's in some cases made out of wood that's over 100 years old. Still got a clear path for water to move through. So much of what we do is generational. We preach that to our engineering staff and our team there, that what you're going to put on the ground now might be there for 75, 100 years plus.
So do it right.
So do it right. The planning's really important, yeah.
What's the message to people? Because as we said at the top of the show, if people can't see it, they oftentimes don't think about it until something goes wrong, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Now I'm very, very concerned. But in a time where people don't like taxes, they don't like you dipping into their pocket unless it's something that they feel like I've enjoyed the benefit of. How do you get across how important it is that we address the infrastructure, especially if we're talking about this renaissance of a city in the urban core, but also the work that you do in some of these newer suburban communities that are sort of starting from scratch,
right?
Imagining their vision.
So a lot of that is education. It's explaining to people what it is that we are doing so that when it does come to the financial commitments and investments that are necessary, not just from the state level or the federal level, but from residents, right? When we represent municipalities, there's thousands of customers that we essentially have, or clients that we have. Educating them on why doing it right the first time is important, and then educating them on why something that might be in the ground for 60, 75 years now needs to be rehabilitated. If that maintenance didn't occur over that 5-6 years or 5-6 decades of life, now it does. So that investment becomes important. Roads are one of the biggest things that I think people love to complain about because they're so close to them.
Well, what did Governor Whitmer say? Thank you, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. And so, the investment there is huge. So many residential subdivisions have been built in this area, communities that are further from the inner ring that really need that investment now that those roads have started to deteriorate. And people have to understand there's no magic silver bullet to pay for that. It may require people dipping into their own pockets. We do a lot of projects with special assessment districts in these communities where the residents are actually voting just for their subdivision to say we're going to pay for this. But you get participation from the community, from the townships or the county that also help to pay for some of those projects.
All right, we need to slip in a little pause for the cause, and I should quote the governor correctly. She said, "You're welcome, and I'm sorry." All right, about the roads. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back to Spotlight, talking to Mike Kozak. He is the president of one of the leading engineering firms in Southeast Michigan, graduate of Lawrence Technological University, right across the street from here. So you spent some time in our neck of the woods.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excited to be back.
If I asked you what have been some of the most challenging projects that the average person can relate to, what would it be?
We recently completed 2 streetscape projects in the city of Brighton and the city of Grand Ledge that really transformed kind of their main downtown corridors. Those projects are a massive challenge because you have countless businesses that are trying to stay open during that construction process. So there's a lot of community education, there's a lot of outreach to those businesses, to the residents, to the visitors of those downtown areas, because you're literally building the streetscape right around them as they still try to shop, get their hair cut, drop their kids off at school, all the things that are normal business.
While they are swearing that you're in their way, right?
And we have good partners there. Those communities were very excited to see those projects through and very positive.
Okay. There's something called Complete Streets. What is that?
So that's more about, the streetscape falls to that a little bit, but more about thinking as that street corridor is more than just a place for roads. It's a place for people on bikes, wheelchairs, pedestrians walking, and it's really rethinking the way we design roads to make sure that we're incorporating all of those things. We love our cars here in the Motor City. We love to get as many cars down the street as fast as possible.
We do.
But we've been able to come back from that a little bit and rethink some of that and realize that we don't necessarily need as much capacity for cars, and maybe we can share some of that with people on bikes, larger, wider sidewalks, more pedestrian-friendly environments.
Mr. Kozak, probably the biggest complaint I hear from the average driver are about the roundabouts, which are fairly new to this area.
Yep.
Other places of the country, they've been there for years.
Yep.
And obviously, a lot of Southeast Michiganders are trying to get used to these roundabouts. What's the big benefit of it?
Just flow. Traffic flow really is improved. It's so much about public education of getting people used to that. We have a roundabout that we just completed the design on that construction's going to start any day now up in Genesee County. They have really embraced that over the past few years and started to add them to their intersections. You don't have to maintain traffic lights. The traffic flow is just so vastly improved. But yeah, it's still a big public perception. I still see people stopping in the middle of the roundabout, kind of confused of which way they go. My adage is you can just keep driving in circles until you figure out where you want to get off of it. That's how I navigated in England, which now imagine driving on the wrong side of the road, on the wrong side of the steering wheel. Your steering wheel's on the opposite side, and you're going through countless roundabouts. It's a challenge, but I think every year people get a little more familiar with it.
You've been president about 3 years. You've been with the firm over 20 some odd years. Are you putting more of a public face on what you're doing so that people better understand, and when it comes time for politicians to go ask for support for infrastructure, maybe you've made the way a little easier for them, because oftentimes that's a real hard sell for them, and maybe partly because they don't do a good job of articulating to the voters why infrastructure is so important.
Yeah, I think it's twofold. It's that, again, public education to show people that the things you're not seeing are really important to invest in and take care of. And then it's also a little bit of recruitment. You mentioned Lawrence Tech right across the street. Great school for engineers. We need more people to get into this field. My daughter's taking an environmental science class, and she toured a wastewater treatment plant this week, coincidentally. She came home all excited, telling me about it.
Okay.
Dad, this is it. They bring in the water that flushes down your toilet. They clean it, and it goes out. You don't drink it, but it goes out in the river. I'm like, I know. This is what I do every day. We do these projects. You're telling me about it. So,
but it's that exposure.
It's the exposure. Even in my own family, I don't think my kids even fully understand what we do. So it's about educating people and really telling them, what it is and why it's important to invest in.
All right, Mr. Kozak, thanks so much for coming in, sharing all this information. Best of luck on all these projects. I know you got more in the pipe, and will you stay in touch with us?
Thanks so much for the time.
All right, it's our pleasure. And when Spotlight returns, I'll introduce you to the Detroit creator of C. Frank's original fashion line and how she is representing her beloved city. We sat down a few days ago. And welcome back to Spotlight. Joining me now is Crystal Franklin, and she is here to talk to us about a special thing that she's been working on for a number of years. C. Frank's.
Yes.
All right, that's your merchandise brand.
Yes.
Yeah. When did you start it?
I started in 2015 after being diagnosed with skin cancer. So I am the niece of Aretha Franklin, and I don't sing or play an instrument. So therefore,
join the club. I don't either, okay?
I had to figure out how I wanted to leave my mark on the city. So my father was our manager for 25 years before his passing in '89.
Reverend Cecil Franklin.
Yes. And I was blessed with the marketing and business end of the Franklin gene. So that's where it came in at. And one of the things is that we noticed during that time was that Detroit was having a revival, which other people like to say, but for me, I say Detroit never died. And people were capitalizing off of the city who were not Detroiters. And I wanted to leave my mark on the city in a way that I don't think anyone had kind of thought about it, which is honoring people, places, and things that made Detroit hot in different time periods. So the 60s, 70s, and 80s, the 50s, 60s, and 40s, Black Bottom era. So that is how C. Frank's came along, and I create one of a kind conversational pieces for men, women, and children.
Okay. It's clothing as well as accessories?
House goods as well. So shower curtains, towels, pillows.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Because Detroiters, we're a little bit of everything. So if you have someone that's not living in the city anymore and you want to send them a gift, you can send them a puzzle. You can send them a bag. You can send them a shower curtain. The last thing you're expecting is when you walk into someone's bathroom, they have a Detroit shower curtain.
Crystal, was this sort of your way of extending to the rest of the world what Detroit is, was, and hopefully will continue to be?
Well, one thing about Detroit is, and Detroiters, we're resilient. The city is going to always be the mecca of fashion, the mecca of hair. We put everybody in a car, and who doesn't know a Motown song? So Detroit is a forever brand. Forever, it will always last. And the people, places, and things that made Detroit hot during these time periods, everyone knows. Everyone knows Gill Hill. You watch Beverly Hills Cop, That's all you have to say. The police officer in Beverly Hills Cop. Everybody knows him. My grandfather is on every shirt. So Reverend C.L. Franklin is there. He was a civil rights pioneer. I have things like the electrifying mojo. Come on now, everybody remember a Prince and Michael Jackson battle.
And the deep voice
You
of
do,
Mojo.
exactly. Yeah. So Alma's Beauty College, Cooley High School, Redford High School, St. Martin de Porres. So those are all the things that whenever you're in the world, no matter where you're at, you can be in France and someone will say, oh, you're from Detroit. And you'll say, yes, what do you know about Detroit? And the first thing they'll say is either Ford Motor Company or Motown Records.
Yeah, it permeates the world. On your clothing, is Detroit always on there in some way, shape, or form?
Detroit is the biggest word of all. So we start with Detroit, and then from there we lead into the different people, places, and things. And each set of clothing has its own showpiece to it. The jacket that I'm wearing, the dresses, the men's wear, the children's clothes, everything has a unique feel to it, and I have something for everybody. So, you know, like ladies, we like fancy things. So I make remix shirts because we just don't want a regular t-shirt. And I know the men, they like to be stylish as well. So I have jackets for them and jogging suits, sweatshirts, things of that nature.
What do you hear from people? One, if they're wearing your stuff.
Yes.
But also if maybe they've never purchased it and the first time they see it and they start to learn the backstory. What do you hear from them?
We love this. This is so amazing. Everyone loves to wear my pieces when they're traveling. So I have a piece called the Airport Ready, which is a handbag. Everyone wants something that represents the city. There's no other city like us in the world. As soon as you mention to someone you're from Detroit, it's either, oh, you from Detroit, or what up, though? So it has a feeling of love, of respect, and of honor. And when everyone starts to read, I always tell everybody, read it before you ask me, do I have the Black Orchid on there? Is Cass Tech on there? No, Cass Tech is not on there because it's not closed, and the technicians would kill me if I'm commemorating them in a past tense thing. So when people read it, it's just so, it's the stories. That's what the best piece of my thing is. So
you want dialogue. You don't want people to just look at your piece and say, oh, that's a pretty piece.
No, absolutely
You want to
not.
be able to use it as a conversation piece, and before the next thing you know, you may have developed a relationship with someone that lasts for years. But it all started because of something that they saw that you were wearing.
Yes, so one of my customers at the Eastern Market had a grandmother that was going through Alzheimer's. She gave her the piece. She started to remember things on there and started to tell stories about Redford High School, about top hats, about the Belle Isle Tunnel. And she said it brought tears to her eyes. So when my customers come back with these stories, I'm just like overwhelmed. I have created such a wonderful community with the items. And I still get messages from people who bought things from me at the very beginning in 2015 to this day that are looking for pieces.
Coming up, the big question. Is C. Frank's merchandise affordable for the average person? Find out right after this. Is your stuff affordable?
Of course.
Or will people look at this and say, okay, Aretha Franklin, all this, this is high-end stuff just for high-end people?
Absolutely.
Or can the average person afford your stuff?
Absolutely. I have a puzzle that's $12, a recyclable bag that's $7, and then of course I have fashionable items like the jacket I have on. Now those are a little more pricey, but I try to keep my dresses at the price points so that everyone can afford them, especially in the climate that we live in right now. That is one of my biggest things. Tariffs is hitting me, but I'm not going to pass it on to my consumer. I'm going to continue to source things that are affordable for everyone at everybody's price point.
You do the designs yourself?
I do a lot of the designing, but then I have I have customers who come to me like, oh, Crystal, I saw this dress. Can you put the wording on the dress? Yes. And I'll name it to the person who gives it to me. So if Tamara found a dress, that's the Tamara dress. If Johnny finds me a jacket, it's the Johnny jacket. So not only do I come up with some of the designs, my consumers and my customers, they also give me things.
Where can people find your stuff?
So you definitely can find me on the internet. If you just Google me under C. Franks. I'm also at You Gotta Have It Boutique in Southfield.
CFranks.com?
CFranksoriginal.com. But if you just Google me under C. Franks, you'll find me that way too.
Okay.
I have things at You Gotta Have It Boutique in Southfield. I have things at Sweet Potato Sensations in Detroit. I have some items at the African American Museum. I'm at all the festivals. I'm at the Eastern Market, I'm at African World, I'm at Ribbon Soul. So I'm accessible, and I meet people at CVS if you just text message me, send me a smoke signal.
Let me ask you a final question. Because of your aunt, you had an opportunity to travel and see things and have experiences that the average person did not have, because she was world renowned and all you said was the word Aretha. No matter where you were, everybody knew who you were talking about. You also had an opportunity to be able to meet people from around the world. You still travel quite a bit internationally as well. What is it that people see in Detroit? You know, when you talk to people outside, how do they envision Detroit, and particularly Detroit now, since, as you said, it's going through, some say Renaissance, some say a remaking,
Right.
some say it's always been the same.
Yes. So the one thing I will have to say is that Detroit, the word, that DTEROIT, is just respect. Respect in so many ways. They respect us for our educational values, because we have a lot of people who are in very high positions that come out of schools like Cass Tech, Renaissance, St. Martin de Porres, Central. So they respect us on that end. They respect us for the music. They respect us for our fashion, our style. They respect us for our slang. They respect us for our coney dogs. They respect us for the civil rights movement and the achievements that we made and we're still making. They respect us for having a woman mayor, you know, our mayor, and then they respect us for having Coleman Young. Everyone knows Coleman Young. Mm-hmm. So it's just a respect value, no matter where you go. I'm in France and people are like, oh, you're from Detroit. I'm in Amsterdam, and everyone always wants to ask about Motown. Have you been to Motown? Did you meet Michael Jackson? Did you know Berry Gordy? So Detroit is home for me. I was born and raised here. I still live here. I was educated here. So Aretha, no matter where we were at in the world, the first thing she's always going to tell you is, any band member was from Detroit. You can be from Chicago, but she's going to introduce all the Detroit band members before she introduced the Chicago band members. She has such a respect for the city, and the city has such a respect for her, and it showed during the memorial time of her life.
Yeah. Crystal Franklin, thanks so much for coming in, sharing this information, sharing your brand, and making sure that the world knows what Detroit is all about. Yes. Throughout this interview, you've had some models displaying some of your stuff. Yes. And so people get a first-hand look at that. And yes. Of course, the little girl, Navy, who's just precious.
Thank you, yes.
All right, and best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's it for today. Thanks to Mike Kozak and Crystal Franklin for being my guests. And I'm Chuck Stokes. We'll be back next week with more newsmakers in the spotlight. We hope you have a great week.